Welcome to Book Therapy. In our quest to explore rare and precious books, few capture the imagination and curiosity of truth seekers quite like The Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P. Hall. Published in 1928, this encyclopedic masterpiece is a treasure trove of hidden wisdom, seamlessly weaving together the threads of ancient knowledge and mystical traditions that have shaped human history. Hall, a young scholar with an insatiable thirst for the esoteric, embarked on an ambitious journey to uncover the spiritual and philosophical teachings of cultures across the globe. The result is a work that transcends time and place, offering profound insights into the mysteries of existence, the cosmos, and the soul. At its core, The Secret Teachings of All Ages serves as a bridge between the past and the present, unraveling the symbolic and mystical teachings that have been preserved, sometimes in secrecy, by sages, philosophers, and initiates. It is a book for those who yearn to understand the deeper currents of life, a guide to unlocking the secrets of ancient wisdom that continue to resonate in the modern world. Among its many treasures, Hall's exploration of mystical tradition stands out as a luminous thread, inviting readers to embark on a journey through the sacred teachings of antiquity. 1. The Mysteries of Ancient Egypt. Hall's narrative begins in the land of the pharaohs, where the mystical traditions of ancient Egypt laid the foundation for much of Western esotericism. He describes the Egyptian mystery schools as centers of spiritual initiation, where knowledge of the divine and the afterlife was imparted to those deemed worthy. Central to these teachings was the concept of Ma'at, the cosmic order, and the soul's journey through the Duat, or underworld, as depicted in the Book of the Dead. The pyramids, Hall suggests, were not merely architectural marvels but symbolic representations of the soul's ascent to enlightenment. He delves into the myth of Osiris, the god of resurrection, as an allegory for spiritual transformation, emphasizing the idea that death is not an end but a gateway to higher understanding. For Hall, Egypt's mysteries hold the keys to understanding the cyclical nature of life, death, and rebirth. 2. The Wisdom of Ancient Greece. Moving westward, Hall explores the mystical traditions of ancient Greece, where philosophy and spirituality intertwined. He highlights the Eleusinian mysteries, sacred rites dedicated to Demeter and Persephone, which symbolized the soul's journey through darkness and its eventual return to the light. These rites, shrouded in secrecy, were said to offer initiates profound insights into the nature of existence and the immortality of the soul. Hall also pays homage to the philosophers who bridged the gap between the physical and metaphysical realms. Figures like Pythagoras, Plato, and Socrates are celebrated not just as thinkers but as mystics who sought to uncover the divine order underlying the universe. The Pythagorean concept of harmony, in music, mathematics, and the cosmos, is presented as a reflection of the universal laws that govern all existence. 3. The Teachings of the East. Hall's exploration extends to the mystical traditions of the East, including the ancient wisdom of India and China. He describes the Vedic teachings as profound expressions of cosmic truth, emphasizing the unity of all life and the interconnectedness of the individual soul, Atman, with the universal spirit, Brahman. The Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita are presented as texts that guide seekers toward self-realization and liberation from the cycle of birth and rebirth. In China, Hall examines Taoism, founded by the enigmatic Laozi, as a path of harmony with the Tao, or the way of the universe. He reflects on the teachings of Confucius and the balance of yin and yang, illustrating how these principles offer a framework for living in accordance with the natural order. For Hall, the mystical traditions of the East complement those of the West, revealing universal truths that transcend cultural boundaries. 4. The mysticism of early Christianity. Turning to the early days of Christianity, Hall uncovers its mystical roots, drawing connections to the mystery schools of the ancient world. He explores the hidden meanings behind biblical stories and symbols, suggesting that early Christian teachings were deeply esoteric. The Gnostic texts, with their emphasis on inner knowledge and the divine spark within, are highlighted as crucial to understanding the spiritual essence of Christianity. Hall's interpretation of the life and teachings of Christ positions him as an initiate in the grand tradition of spiritual masters, whose parables and miracles were veiled lessons in universal truths. The concept of the Logos, or divine reason, is presented as a cornerstone of Christian mysticism, linking it to the philosophical traditions of Greece and the metaphysical teachings of the East. 5. The wisdom of the Hermetic tradition. Finally, Hall delves into the Hermetic tradition, rooted in the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, a mythical figure said to embody the synthesis of Egyptian, Greek, and other ancient wisdoms. The Hermetic texts, particularly the Emerald Tablet, are examined for their alchemical and philosophical insights, encapsulating the maxim, as above, so below. Hall presents Hermeticism as a timeless tradition that seeks to uncover the unity of all things, offering a pathway to divine understanding through meditation, study, and spiritual practice. The influence of Hermetic thought on Renaissance philosophy and its enduring legacy in modern esotericism are explored in detail, illustrating its central role in the mystical traditions of the West. In the tapestry of mystical traditions explored by Manly P. Hall, few threads shine as brightly, or as mysteriously, as those of alchemy and Hermeticism. Hall guides us into these ancient arts, not as mere relics of forgotten civilizations but as living philosophies that pulse with the secrets of transformation, both physical and spiritual. Alchemy, often dismissed as the medieval pursuit of turning base metals into gold, emerges in the secret teachings of all ages as something far more profound. Hall invites us to peer behind the veil of its cryptic symbols and strange formulas, revealing a path of inner refinement. The true alchemist, he explains, is not merely a chemist but a seeker of divine truth. Gold, in its purest form, becomes a metaphor for spiritual enlightenment, the perfection of the soul. The base metals, meanwhile, represent the raw, unpolished aspects of human nature, yearning for transformation. But where does this wisdom come from? Hall leads us to Hermes Trismegistus, the mythical sage whose name means thrice great Hermes. Revered as the father of Hermetic philosophy, Hermes is said to have penned the Emerald Tablet, a text shrouded in enigma yet brimming with universal truths. The most famous line, as above, so below, as within, so without, becomes a cornerstone of Hall's exploration. This phrase encapsulates the Hermetic worldview. The cosmos and the individual are reflections of one another, intricately linked by divine principles. In Hall's narrative, the Hermetic arts extend beyond alchemy into astrology and magic, forming a triad of sacred sciences. Astrology, far from being a trivial horoscope, is portrayed as a map of cosmic forces that influence every aspect of existence. The Hermetic magician, meanwhile, is not a conjurer of cheap tricks but a master of unseen energies, aligning their will with the divine order of the universe. What makes Hall's exposition so captivating is his ability to weave these teachings into a grand, universal story. He describes how alchemists and hermeticists, working in secret, preserved this sacred knowledge through cryptic manuscripts and encoded symbols. Why the secrecy? Hall suggests that this wisdom was guarded not out of elitism but necessity. In the wrong hands, the power to transmute, whether metals, the soul, or the fabric of reality itself, could be misused, leading to chaos instead of enlightenment. As you journey through these pages, Hall challenges you to see yourself as the alchemist, your life as the laboratory, and your soul as the prima materia waiting to be transformed. Alchemy and Hermeticism are not relics of the past, they are whispers of an eternal truth, calling us to ascend the spiral staircase of self-discovery. Till now, we explored the mystical traditions and transformative arts of alchemy and the timeless wisdom of Hermeticism, uncovering their shared promise that the path to enlightenment is hidden in plain sight, encoded in symbols that transcend time, language, and culture. Now, let us delve deeper into the enigmatic world of symbolism itself. The language of the divine and the ultimate bridge between the seen and unseen. The universal language of symbols. Hall describes symbols as vessels of profound truths, their meanings layered like an onion, waiting to be peeled away by the initiated. Unlike words, which can be altered, misunderstood, or lost in translation, symbols endure. They speak to the subconscious, bypassing the rational mind to awaken ancient, often forgotten knowledge buried within us. Consider the serpent, a symbol as old as humanity itself. In one culture, it may represent wisdom and renewal, as in the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail, embodying the eternal cycle of life and death. In another, it might signify temptation or danger, as seen in the biblical Garden of Eden. Hall teaches us that these varied interpretations are not contradictions, but facets of a deeper, universal truth. The serpent's duality mirrors the duality of human nature, our capacity for creation and destruction, wisdom and folly. Symbols as keys to mysteries. Hall invites us to view symbols as keys, not just to understanding ancient mysteries, but to unlocking the doors of perception. Take the alchemical symbol of the philosopher's stone. On one level, it represents the ultimate goal of alchemy, the transmutation of base metals into gold. But Hall insists that this is merely the surface. On a deeper level, the philosopher's stone is a metaphor for spiritual transformation, the refinement of the soul into its purest, most divine form. This connection to alchemy reveals an important truth: symbols are multidimensional. They operate on the physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual planes simultaneously. The Hermetic axiom "as above, so below" underscores this idea. A symbol's outer form, a geometric shape, a natural element, or even a mythological figure, mirrors an inner, often ineffable reality. The hidden geometry of life. Among the most fascinating aspects of symbolism discussed by Hall is sacred geometry. He explores how shapes like the circle, square, and triangle are not mere abstractions but representations of cosmic principles. The circle, for instance, signifies eternity and unity, having no beginning or end. The triangle, with its three sides, embodies the triadic nature of existence: birth, life, and death, mind, body, and spirit. Hall's narrative draws us to the architecture of ancient temples and cathedrals, where sacred geometry was employed to align earthly structures with celestial harmonies. He describes the Great Pyramid of Giza not just as a marvel of engineering, but as a symbolic monument encoding the mysteries of the universe. Every angle, proportion, and orientation is deliberate, speaking to those who know how to listen. Symbols in myth and religion. Hall's exploration of symbolism also takes us through the myths and religious traditions of the world. He points to the recurring archetypes found across cultures: the hero, the mother, the trickster, and the wise old man. These figures are not merely characters in stories but symbolic representations of inner psychological and spiritual states. Take the myth of the phoenix, the bird that rises from its ashes. Hall interprets this as a universal symbol of rebirth and transformation, echoing the alchemical process of calcination, where the old is burned away to reveal the new. Similarly, the lotus flower, sacred in both Egyptian and Eastern traditions, becomes a symbol of enlightenment, blooming in the muddiest waters yet untouched by their impurities. The power of personal interpretation. One of the most intriguing aspects of Hall's work is his insistence that symbols are not static. Their meanings evolve with the observer. He challenges us to engage with symbols personally, to meditate on them and allow their hidden truths to unfold uniquely within us. This, he suggests, is the essence of esoteric wisdom, not to be told what to see, but to learn how to see. The symbolism of the journey. As we step back, it becomes clear that Hall's teachings on symbolism are themselves a symbol, a roadmap for the seeker. Each symbol is a signpost, guiding us deeper into the mysteries of existence. Together with the principles of alchemy and hermeticism, they form a triad of understanding, reminding us that the journey to enlightenment is both universal and deeply personal. Symbols, Hall reminds us, are not merely relics of the past. They are living, breathing entities, whispering truths to those who dare to listen. They challenge us to look beyond the surface, to seek the divine in the mundane, and to remember that the greatest mysteries are not hidden from us, but hidden within us. Throughout the secret teachings of all ages, Manly P. Hall masterfully unveils the veiled threads of symbolism, showing us how it acts as the lifeblood of esoteric knowledge, a universal language understood by those initiated into its mysteries. Symbols, Hall reveals, are not merely decorative elements, they are portals, carrying profound truths across the ages. It is through these symbols that the secret societies of history encoded their teachings, ensuring that their wisdom remained hidden in plain sight, accessible only to those with the eyes to see and the mind to comprehend. The world of secret societies, as described by Hall, is a labyrinthine network of clandestine orders and brotherhoods, some benevolent, others shrouded in darker motives, that have wielded influence over human civilization for centuries. These societies are guardians of ancient knowledge, custodians of arcane rituals, and keepers of secrets that stretch back to the dawn of recorded history. To understand their significance, Hall invites us to peer behind the veil, into the shadowy corridors where the initiates tread. The origins of secret societies. Hall traces the roots of secret societies to the mystery schools of antiquity. Institutions like the Egyptian mysteries, the Eleusinian mysteries of Greece, and the Mithraic rites of Persia. These schools were the spiritual and intellectual heart of their respective civilizations, places where the initiated learned truths about the universe, the soul, and the divine. These teachings were not meant for the uninitiated masses, they were safeguarded by layers of symbolism, ritual, and oath-bound secrecy. One of the central themes Hall emphasizes is the belief that these societies acted as preservers of universal wisdom during times of ignorance and turmoil. When great libraries were burned and knowledge risked being lost, secret societies encoded this wisdom into symbols, allegories, and architectural marvels. The Great Pyramid of Giza, for example, is presented as a silent testament to the wisdom of ancient architects, a structure encoded with mathematical and cosmological truths. The role of Freemasonry. Among the many secret societies Hall examines, Freemasonry takes center stage. He describes it as one of the most enduring and influential of these orders, its rituals and symbols deeply rooted in the traditions of the ancient mystery schools. The Masonic square and compass, the all-seeing eye, and the concept of the great architect of the universe are not merely tools or metaphors, they are profound symbols that point to higher truths. Hall recounts how Freemasonry evolved from the guilds of medieval stonemasons who built Europe's great cathedrals, structures imbued with esoteric symbolism. As operative masonry gave way to speculative Freemasonry, the focus shifted from physical building to the construction of the spiritual self. Freemasons became initiates of a philosophical tradition, seeking enlightenment through the study of allegory and symbolism. The Rosicrucians and the quest for enlightenment. The Rosicrucians, another prominent secret society explored by Hall, are enveloped in mystery. Emerging in the early 17th century, they claimed to possess esoteric knowledge that could transform humanity. The Rosicrucian manifestos, Fomma Fraternitatis, Confessio Fraternitatis, and the chemical wedding of Christian Rosenkreutz, called for a reformation of knowledge, blending science, religion, and mysticism. Hall portrays the Rosicrucians as harbingers of the Renaissance, their philosophy a fusion of Hermeticism, alchemy, and Christian mysticism. They, too, employed symbols to communicate their teachings, the rose and cross, the phoenix, and the alchemical wedding. Each symbol encapsulated layers of meaning, inviting the seeker to embark on a journey of inner transformation. The Illuminati, Fact and Fiction. No discussion of secret societies would be complete without addressing the Illuminati. Hall approaches this controversial group with measured intrigue. Founded in 1776 by Adam Weishaupt, the Bavarian Illuminati sought to challenge the established order, advocating for reason, secularism, and the dismantling of traditional power structures. However, their short-lived existence and the subsequent myths surrounding them have made them a lightning rod for conspiracy theories. Hall warns against conflating historical fact with modern fiction but acknowledges the allure of the Illuminati's narrative. Their name has become synonymous with the idea of hidden elites manipulating world events, a concept that, while sensationalized, speaks to humanity's enduring fascination with secrecy and power. The eternal flame of knowledge. What ties all these societies together, Hall suggests, is their role as stewards of a sacred flame, the light of knowledge. Whether through the geometric perfection of a Masonic lodge, the cryptic allegories of Rosicrucian texts, or the whispered rites of a long-forgotten brotherhood, these groups sought to illuminate the path for those ready to walk it. But Hall's narrative is not one of uncritical reverence. He acknowledges the dual nature of secret societies, their potential for both enlightenment and manipulation. Symbols, as he has shown us, can be tools of liberation or instruments of control, depending on the hands that wield them. A legacy written in symbols. As we journey through the intricate web of secret societies in the secret teachings of all ages, we are reminded that their true power lies not in their secrecy, but in their symbols. These symbols are the keys to a hidden language, a bridge between the mundane and the divine. They beckon us to look beyond the surface, to question, to seek, and ultimately, to awaken to the mysteries of existence. Manly P. Hall's exploration of secret societies is not just a history lesson, it is an invitation. An invitation to become initiates of our own lives, to decode the symbols around us, and to uncover the truths that lie hidden in plain sight. In the secret teachings of all ages, Manly P. Hall combines knowledge of mysticism and knowledge that transcends the boundaries of time. So far in what we have looked into, Hall draws back the veil on secret societies, those enigmatic brotherhoods like the Freemasons and the Rosicrucians, guardians of ancient wisdom who carried forward humanity's esoteric heritage. But where do these hidden teachings point? What ultimate truths were these societies preserving, sometimes in plain sight? The answer lies, at least in part, in the stars. Astrology and cosmology are not mere tools of divination in Hall's narrative, but the very skeleton key to understanding the universe. To Hall, the cosmos is a living, breathing entity, a vast, celestial mechanism whose movements mirror the spiritual evolution of humanity. The secret societies understood this, Hall argues, and encoded their teachings in symbols, rituals, and myths, all derived from the movements of the heavens. The zodiac, the wheel of destiny. Hall begins his exploration of astrology by explaining the zodiac, that ancient celestial wheel divided into 12 houses. To the uninitiated, these might seem like mere symbols for birth months or personality traits. But Hall insists they are far more profound. The zodiac, he writes, is a map of the soul's journey, each sign representing a stage of spiritual development. For example, Aries, the first sign, is not just a ram, it symbolizes the primal spark of creation, the divine breath that initiates all life. Pisces, the final sign, represents transcendence, the return to unity after a long pilgrimage through the material world. Secret societies, Hall suggests, encoded these archetypes into their rituals to guide initiates through their own spiritual transformations. The music of the spheres. Moving beyond the zodiac, Hall delves into the concept of the music of the spheres, an ancient idea that the planets and stars emit a divine harmony as they move through the cosmos. To the ancients, this wasn't just poetic metaphor, it was a literal truth. The Pythagoreans, whose teachings heavily influenced secret societies, believed that understanding this celestial music could align the soul with the divine order. Hall connects this concept to the rituals of the mystery schools, where initiates were taught to tune themselves to the cosmic frequencies. This alignment wasn't just spiritual but practical. By harmonizing with the celestial order, individuals could unlock hidden potentials within themselves, intelligence, creativity, and even physical vitality. The cosmic clock. One of the most intriguing aspects of Hall's exploration is his depiction of the universe as a cosmic clock. The movements of the planets and stars, he explains, are not random but part of a divine schedule. Events on Earth, both personal and collective, are reflections of celestial alignments. This is the foundation of astrology, but Hall takes it a step further. He suggests that secret societies used this knowledge to predict and even influence historical events. Take, for instance, the concept of the Great Year, a 25,920-year cycle caused by the precession of the equinoxes. Each age within this cycle, the age of Pisces, the age of Aquarius, and so on, carries its own spiritual lessons and challenges. Hall argues that secret societies, attuned to these cosmic rhythms, have long worked behind the scenes to steer humanity through these ages, ensuring that ancient wisdom survives even in times of chaos. Astrology as a path to enlightenment. Hall is careful to distinguish between astrology as it is commonly practiced and the deeper, spiritual astrology known to the ancients. For the masses, astrology might mean horoscopes and fortune-telling. But to the initiates of secret societies, it was a sacred science, a tool for understanding one's place in the cosmos and achieving enlightenment. For example, Hall explains that the natal chart, a snapshot of the heavens at the moment of one's birth, is not just a map of personality traits, but a blueprint for spiritual growth. Each planet represents a different aspect of the self, Mars the will, Venus the love, Mercury the mind, and so on. Understanding these influences allows an individual to harmonize their inner world with the outer universe. The union of heaven and earth. In Hall's vision, astrology and cosmology are not separate from the material world, but deeply intertwined with it. The heavens and the earth are mirrors of each other, each reflecting the same universal truths. This is why the great temples and cathedrals of the ancient world were often aligned with celestial events. These structures were not just places of worship, but instruments for channeling cosmic energy. Hall's description of the Great Pyramid of Giza is particularly striking. He suggests that it was more than a tomb, it was a cosmic observatory, designed to align with the stars and serve as a gateway between the earthly and the divine. Such monuments, Hall argues, were built by initiates who understood the profound connection between the stars and the soul. A celestial legacy. In the grand narrative of the secret teachings of all ages, astrology and cosmology are not just remnants of a bygone era, but vital tools for navigating the complexities of modern life. The stars, Hall reminds us, are not distant and cold, they are alive, pulsating with meaning and guidance. And the secret societies, those guardians of ancient wisdom, have always known this. As Hall's work unfolds, it becomes clear that the knowledge of the cosmos is not hidden because it is forbidden, but because it requires effort and insight to uncover. The stars are there for all to see, but only those willing to look deeply can grasp their secrets. And so, Hall invites us to look up, to see not just points of light, but the living symbols of our own spiritual journey. This brings us to the next section in Hall's masterpiece, pyramids. The Great Pyramid of Giza, often referred to as the last standing wonder of the ancient world, is not merely a monument of stone but a repository of profound secrets, secrets that Manly P. Hall argues connect humanity to the stars. In The Secret Teachings of All Ages, Hall explores the Great Pyramid's enigmatic design, its celestial alignments, and its hidden purpose. he masterfully weaves the mysteries of this ancient structure with the cosmic insights discussed earlier, showing how astrology and cosmology intertwine with the physical and metaphysical essence of this monumental creation. Picture the Great Pyramid as not just a tomb, but a beacon, a stone embodiment of celestial wisdom. Hall begins by emphasizing its astonishing alignment with the cardinal points of the Earth and its relationship to the stars, particularly the constellation of Orion. This precision, he argues, was not accidental. The builders of the pyramid, armed with knowledge that seems far beyond their time, sought to encode the secrets of the cosmos within its structure. To Hall, the Great Pyramid serves as a bridge between the terrestrial and the divine, a reminder that humanity's destiny is written not just in the sands of time, but in the stars above. Hall draws a striking connection between the pyramid's design and the principles of astrology. The placement of its shafts, for instance, aligns with key stars, suggesting that the pyramid functioned as an observatory or even a spiritual gateway. Its very dimensions are imbued with mathematical constants, including pi and the golden ratio, which Hall sees as evidence of a deeper, universal harmony, a harmony that reflects the cosmic order discussed in astrology. This architectural symphony, he claims, mirrors the movements of celestial bodies, underscoring the ancient belief that what is above is like what is below. But Hall does not stop at the physical. He delves into the pyramid's esoteric significance, describing it as a temple of initiation. In ancient mystery schools, the pyramid was thought to house sacred rituals designed to awaken the initiate's spiritual consciousness. The dark, labyrinthine passages leading to the king's chamber symbolize the soul's journey through the trials of material existence toward enlightenment. The king's chamber itself, with its perfect acoustics and precise geometry, is said to resonate with the frequency of the earth, creating a space where the initiate could connect with higher realms. Hall also explores the role of the Great Pyramid as a repository of lost knowledge. He suggests that its construction was guided by a now-forgotten wisdom, perhaps inherited from a vanished civilization like Atlantis. This idea, though controversial, adds to the intrigue. If true, the pyramid stands not just as a relic of Egypt, but as a time capsule of a deeper, global heritage. One of the most captivating aspects of Hall's interpretation is his belief that the Great Pyramid encodes prophecies. He refers to the pyramid texts, ancient inscriptions that hint at cycles of human history and cosmic events. These texts, combined with the pyramid's astronomical alignments, suggest that the builders had a profound understanding of time as a cyclical phenomenon. The Great Pyramid, then, becomes not just a monument, but a clock, one that marks the epochs of human evolution and our relationship with the cosmos. Hall's narrative leaves us with a tantalizing question: could the Great Pyramid be a message from the ancients, urging us to remember our celestial origins and our potential for spiritual awakening? As he threads together the pyramid's mysteries with the grand tapestry of astrology and cosmology, Hall invites us to see it not just as a marvel of engineering, but as a symbol of humanity's eternal quest to understand the universe and our place within it. The Great Pyramid stands as a testament to a forgotten age when science, spirituality, and art were not separate pursuits, but facets of a unified vision. It is a silent witness to the mysteries of existence, whispering to those who dare to listen that the answers we seek may already be within us, encoded in the stars, the stones, and the sacred structures left behind by those who came before. Why the secret teachings of all ages is seen as hidden knowledge. Manly P. Hall's The Secret Teachings of All Ages is often revered as a treasure chest of hidden knowledge, a term that entices seekers of the mysterious and the profound. Why? Because Hall doesn't just skim the surface of history or philosophy, he plunges headfirst into the arcane, unearthing symbols, rituals, and esoteric philosophies that have shaped human civilization for millennia. This book is like an ancient map, leading readers to the spiritual gold buried within the secret societies, mystical traditions, and occult teachings of the past. It deciphers the cryptic messages hidden in the symbols of Freemasonry, alchemy, Rosicrucianism, and more, presenting them as keys to understanding the deeper mysteries of life. What makes this knowledge feel so hidden is that Hall dares to ask and answer the questions many wouldn't dare voice. Who were the keepers of ancient wisdom? What secrets do their rituals and philosophies conceal? And how can this ancient wisdom be applied in a modern, often chaotic world? The allure lies in the feeling of exclusivity. Hall provides a glimpse into a world once accessible only to the initiated, to those who dared to look beyond the veil of ordinary understanding. The result is a book that feels like an initiation in itself, inviting readers to explore the enigmatic undercurrents of history, philosophy, and spirituality. It whispers of a forgotten language of the soul, a language we might rediscover if only we're willing to listen. In The Secret Teachings of All Ages, Manly P. Hall invites us on a journey through the labyrinth of human wisdom, revealing that beneath the surface of history lies a timeless reservoir of truth. This is not just a book, it's a gateway, a guide for those who seek to uncover the mysteries of existence and the divine. Whether exploring the symbolic power of myth, the sacred geometry of ancient temples, or the universal themes of life and death, Hall's work reminds us that knowledge is not just learned but remembered. It is a call to awaken the seeker within, to question, to wonder, and to connect with the eternal truths that unite us all. At Book Therapy, we celebrate books like this, those that not only educate but also inspire us to think beyond the ordinary. So, are you ready to turn the key and unlock the mysteries of the secret teachings of all ages? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.